The last interview, we're cutting up here in the cabin, having some fun, running through these interviews. But we had a great time down at PSE, down at the ATA 2020 show, sitting in the booth working for those guys all week. And what better way to wrap up our interviews? And actually, it was the second to the last day. We got to sit down with a good friend of ours. Actually, this is the third year in a row we've met him and talked to him, Pedro de Ampeuro.
I tell you what, it was kind of funny because he sat down with us to do the interview. He goes, well, what are we going to talk about? And then we said, well, you know what? We have a theme going, and it's not about hunting.
That's right.
So we got to talk to him about his being physically fit for his challenge hunts.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for a guy that does extreme hunting, you got to be in shape to do any of this kind of stuff that these guys do. So that's what we talked about. But you know what? Let's just get into it.
2020 ATA, back at the PSE booth, and we're back with Pedro de Ampeuro, KUIU Outdoors. Welcome back to America.
Nice to see you guys every year.
Absolutely.
Three years in a row.
Yes. Right.
And you guys keep wanting me to come here. I'm surprised.
Hey, we love hearing you travel the world, you kill animals left and right. We love hearing the stories about the animals you chase, because we don't have access to shoot animals like that here in America, at least where we're at. There's not too many chamois or tur running around Michigan.
No.
Right? So how did your season go?
Busy. Yeah, we have been in the beginning of the year. We went to Bulgaria, to the Balkan Mountains in search of Balkan chamois. There's like 10 subspecies of chamois around the world. We have been in Namibia, in South Africa, in Arizona. We shoot the PSE catalog.
Okay.
And I asked these guys, is there anything open there? Like, yes, deer season opens Sunday.
Nice.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Let's stay for another week.
Let's go kill something.
Yeah, and
Did you get anything?
Yeah, a mule deer.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so everyone was making fun of me because I wanted to shoot a mule deer instead of a coos deer, which is way harder.
Right.
And all the local people are like, coos deer is the thing to hunt. But I grew up watching Randy Ulmer, and I wanted to shoot a velvet mule deer buck. So
very nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Way to go.
Then we went to Turkey.
Okay.
I shot a chamois there, an Anatolian chamois. I think it's the first one ever shot with a bow.
Yes.
So pretty cool hunt. Romania, and a lot of hunting in Spain. So it has been a busy season.
Good. 100 days, right? 100 days you were hunting?
Yeah, I prefer not to count them, because if not, my wife will.
Okay.
She's keeping track, right?
I'm sure she's got her own calendar.
That's funny. Hunting these different countries. We haven't really talked about this, but I'm going to throw you this question. Hunting America, you're from Spain, right?
Yeah.
You grew up in Spain, hunting in Spain when you were younger. All these different countries, game laws, conservation. What do you think about from the high end to the low end? I mean, without naming countries, but what are some of the things that you might run into that may be unexpected or kind of surprised you?
I mean, there's a lot of things, like countries that don't allow bow hunting, which is surprising.
Right.
It's illegal to bow hunt, so I typically go with the rifle, because I still want to go no doubt country, and I go with the rifle and have fun. From countries, like there's beautiful conservation projects all around the world. When you add value to the animals and there is money behind local people and communities, preserve that terrain, preserve that territory, and preserve those animals, because if they don't worth nothing, they prefer to put cattle and just use all that land for cattle instead for wildlife, because it doesn't add any value to.
People don't understand that. People that don't hunt. There's people that hunt, like here in the States, that don't understand other countries like Africa. People that hunt the big African 5 or whatever the animals they do go hunt. They're like, why do you do that? Well, there's value to that, and it helps those local communities, and it helps actually preserve those animals.
Yeah, and all animals and all population needs to be managed, because now we are, I don't know how many million of people in the world, we are interacting with all their territories and all that, and we need to manage those populations. So
as well as the habitat.
Yeah. So
now, there's been a running theme, especially here at ATA, that we've talked to people about. We've talked to several of the PSE shooters. Something that Danny is dear to us is physical fitness, and we're starting to see that grow throughout the outdoor industry, especially extreme hunting, especially the hunting that you do. Some of the places you go, and some of the mountains that you're on, simply incredible. The photography alone is simply incredible. But with KUIU, you get the opportunity to go to some of these places. Talk about a little bit about that lifestyle, preparing and getting to those places in that physical fitness that we all are striving to get?
Yeah, I think like a big difference is that some people make like a fitness plan to get prepared towards the season, and when I saw the big changes when fitness and training is part of your lifestyle. So I don't have a plan like 30-day plan because my hunt is in September. No,
Right.
I train every day of the week, every day when I can, and it's part of my life, and it's something that I do, and I don't question myself about it. I don't have plan. I don't have dates or whatever. I just
Right.
do it often and as much as I can.
That is very interesting because we didn't prep this. Believe me, you're the third person that we've talked to here in the last 2 days that said that it's a lifestyle. It's a choice. It's not. I'm preparing to do a marathon. I'm not preparing to go on an elk hunt out in the Rockies. It's something you do to better your life, and as a result, you get to do these cool extreme things, whether it's running a marathon, whether it's doing a triathlon, or hunting over in Bulgaria, or climbing mountains and wherever. It allows you to do that much easier.
Absolutely, and you were talking about that, and about it becomes every day you work out, but it also becomes a mindset. I'm sure when you don't get to work out a day, your mind says, you missed a day. And then you're just like, okay, I got to get back there tomorrow. And I'm sure you might go a couple days because you're pretty busy. You know, if you don't get that, it's like, okay, now you really got to stop with the excuses. You got to get back there, right? And it's easy to make an excuse. Your pinky hurts.
So easy.
You know, your big toe hurts today, right? So become, not only physically getting into the gym, but mentally preparing yourself to do it, and then your diet, right?
Yeah, like it's a bit of everything. I think like also I like to not just do one thing, like do a bunch of things, like running outside, going to the gym. Like, so it's not a routine. Like, do you always go to the same gym, same thing, same machines? Because that kind for me it's super boring. Like, so to be able to jump and back and forth between different things, we are lucky that we have mountains right by my house, so you can climb, run, trail run, and all that.
And that's when Mike and I when we started, we got a trainer and he gave us a program, but it wasn't the same thing every day. It was arms one day, legs the next, back. So it was different going to the gym every day, which was nice. And then we had a cardio day in there. So obviously we don't have the mountains that you have, but it's just that don't let it get boring.
Well, and he would change it up on us.
Yep.
After 3 months, he's like, okay, you've done enough of that. Let's do this. And then another 3 or 6 months, let's do this. And so you're not training the muscles the same way. You're they say, fooling it into doing something different, so it doesn't become accustomed to one thing.
Yeah, and as soon as you are like 2 weeks into start to work out and all that, your whole mind and body wants to keep working out.
Yes, that's the one thing.
If you break for a week, it's like,
when we go back after the trade show, it's going to be, I know I'm going to pay for it this week, but once you get past that initial pain, it comes the gain.
And it's a big difference on some of the mountain hunts. Like, you enjoy them. If you are not prepared physically, you are not going to enjoy them. So like, to be able to climb up mountains and no matter how much you train, you're never good enough shape for the mountains, because like climbing uphill with a backpack.
Well, plus depending on how that hunt is, you might be taking everything you need to go up into the mountains: water, food, tent,
camera equipment, like
camera equipment. That all goes on your back, right?
Well, speaking of that, how do you choose a cameraman to go with you to know that he can handle that?
Right now, I have a couple good ones, and it's a matter of finding people that I think on those type of hunts, 90% is your brain. Like,
Okay.
physically, we are prepared to do way more, to be in tougher conditions and tougher situations than we can even imagine, because our bodies and minds are amazing. So if you find a guy that it has the mental attitude to suffer and to enjoy the suffering, that's the key. Especially because like when filming, sometimes like the most amazing moments is when it sucks the most. It's raining, it's snowing, you are tired, you are having like a little piece of, like of a sausage and water.
But it's the best tasting sausage and water, but yet...
And the camera guy needs to feel that.
Right.
And then he gets to eat afterwards.
Yeah, if there's something left.
So basically, what you're saying is you need to find somebody in your mindset.
Yeah.
Because if you got a guy that or woman that's 180 from you, they're not going to last halfway up that mountain. They'll be gone.
And they need the positive attitude. That's super important. To have people that are smiling, that are having fun, because as soon as you have in your team someone that is not on a negative attitude, it's gonna wear all the team down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. I'm cold. Let's go back. We're not gonna see nothing over there. But if you have people that are like, let's go up there, and I don't care. Let's keep
go
moving.
see what's
keep moving.
up there.
It
Yeah.
makes a whole difference.
Yeah, because you don't want to hear that negativity. You're like, come on, man, let's go, stay up with us. You know, you're right, it does, it drags it down. But, you know, you said enjoy the suffering. You know, I think that's the one thing that separates the hunters from I guess, other people that don't hunt, is that's exactly what it is. It's enjoying that suffering. There is suffering involved in it. Depends on what level you're accustomed to. But I think that's what hunting is. You know,
Yeah.
you get reaching that journey.
When you enjoy the suffer, you can appreciate more the good things that.
Well,
that we have.
it's the reward. It's your suffering and risk, but your reward is great. You know, don't go over that mountain, we won't see nothing. But yet your positive attitude, you did, and you got whatever animal or species you were after.
And it's funny because when you are like on really miserable situation that you have been walking the whole day, you are destroyed, like you want to cry because like you cannot move forward. Like there is something, I don't know if it's like a survival instinct inside of you that like fills all your body, and like you get an energy that is very special. Like it makes you feel like alive.
Do you take anything on your trip? Fuel bar or anything like that it's
Protein bar
or anything like that?
Protein, like a gel or anything.
Or anything like that?
I take things, but I don't have like nothing super special. And depending on some countries, the weight limit on the planes and all that, I just trust
Okay, all right.
the guys. And
So a lot of the hunts you go on are guided.
yeah, like one of the cool things that you were saying, like different things on different countries about United States, that like the hunting belongs to the people, and you guys have tons of public land. All over the world is the opposite. All the land is private. So you need access and permission to get those access to those tags and to do that. So you need 90% of the time you need a guide. with
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So you need somebody that kind of leads you to get the tags, the access, and everything. You need a kind of like a guide, the guide to help you. We're here in the United States, like you said about the public land. Over there, is it almost like required by law? Their
Yeah.
law. Okay.
Probably, yeah. Well, it's the same as in Canada. If you are not, I think if you are not from Canada, you need a
You have to have a
licensed
guide.
guide to go hunt.
Right. Okay.
So, which is, I love hunting alone, but I think it's in some of those countries, spending time with the local people, that's a pretty cool.
I've seen
Pretty-
that
pretty
in
cool-
some
cool
of
thing.
the videos that you've shot. You know, some of the conditions. I mean, you're in a hut. Don't even look at me. Enjoying the local conversation, the local drink, the local food. Talk a little bit about that part of the hunt.
See, it's very special because you get to see the communities and the people as they are. Because like when you travel on a commercial trip to Africa, it's Africa, but it's not. It's like a show they put for you or whatever. But when you go to these hunting destinations that no one cares about because it's in the middle of nowhere, there is nothing special but a few guys on a hut and a few goats, you get to spend time with how they really live and how they,
Understand that culture.
yeah. And by sharing that time with them, you understand a lot of things.
Yeah, you actually become understanding in one with what they're thinking and how they have to live. Because when you leave, it doesn't change for them. They just
Yeah, and you share the same water. They borrow you the horses. You drink their goat milk, their vodka. I don't know. Like you get to
Right.
share
I think
pretty
it was-
special times. And language barrier, it's a pain.
Okay.
I wish I could speak like 100,000
all
languages.
the languages. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like sometimes you have like an interpreter, and some countries speak French, or some countries English, or like. But language sometimes is a barrier. Like to-
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember, I think it was last year when we talked to you. You talked about that being with the local people. that somehow breaks down those barriers, and sometimes cultures where we have these other cultural differences outside of that hunting environment, that if we could all get to that level, things in the world would be a better place.
Yeah, like you get to understand each other no matter the language.
Right.
On hunting. Like,
You got that commonality of the hunting that brings you together.
yeah, and that bond, because
Yes.
I think it's something primal that we have inside of us, and like we're able to bond with anyone.
And hunting brings a hunting adventure, a hunting cabin, a hunting party, brings everybody together for a common theme, and you all figure it out.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, what's on the horizon for 2020 for you?
I don't have everything figured out, but I think probably my next trip is going to be to Pakistan.
Okay.
I want to go to the northern part of Pakistan, to the Karakoram. I went there like 10 years ago with my dad,
Okay.
but I want to go back with the bow.
And we're hunting
Himalayan ibex.
ibex.
How? I'm
Okay.
not sure how we're going to make it possible, because that's probably the steepest mountains I have ever hunted with. It's not even fun how steep they are. Like, you need ropes. It's very steep country. Like, you are hunting actually with the people that go to the 8,000 meter peaks. Like all the
Wow.
Now, with that being on the other side, we just talked about world views and that commonality bringing together that could help bring countries together or people together. Pakistan, I think, depending on where it's at, some of these places are war zones or have been war zones.
yeah.
Have you ever been to a place like similar to that where you may be a little concerned?
I'm not very concerned, because probably we don't think about that much. But like last time in Pakistan, we had to turn around because there was some shooting on the town that we were gonna cross.
Okay.
So the military stopped us to go around.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in for that.
Turn around because something's going on over here. Oh, okay.
I've listened once.
We are lucky, I think. But like European people, we don't get as much pressure from those eastern countries
Okay.
Right.
than Americans when you guys
Absolutely.
Right.
travel. So no one cares about the Spaniards.
All right, he said
So
it.
that's a good thing. You get to go over and you get to hunt.
Yeah, but like there's some risk involved. Like you don't have to make stupid things. You have to respect the culture. That's a big thing. I
Absolutely.
think like the communities over there, since you are supporting the local communities, they want you to be there because you are investing in their schools, in their wildlife, in their towns and all that. So they want you guys, the hunters and all that, to be there. So they treat you well, but you have to be very respectful with the cultures. And like in Pakistan, we always travel like with like global rescue, like have a security.
Okay.
Insurance and all that, and the Garmin just to send our signal and where we are, but
Once you're
nothing
in,
has happened to us.
once you're in country, then and you're focused on the game that you're after, all of a sudden that's where the focus is. You don't worry about those.
Yeah, no,
peripheral
like
things.
typically the most dangerous parts are the big cities,
Okay.
where you get out pretty quick of them. Like
You
in
know-
Pakistan, Islamabad or Gilgit, those are like the tricky cities.
Okay.
So we try to spend not much time on those.
Land and get out.
You know, I forgot the direction I was going to go with the question. Well, the films that you're shooting right now, KUIU, where can we find those at? People that are watching right now, they want to go see, because we
We want to
talked.
go see more of you.
You know, we talked to you 2 years ago about your moose hunt. You know, last year you were after chamois.
Yeah, so some of the movies are in the KUIU channel.
Okay.
Some of the new movies, they have been released now on the Spanish TV.
Okay.
So I have a TV show there in Spain. That's Where the Roads End. We are in season 2.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think how to release those internationally.
Okay.
I'm not sure if through, I think YouTube is the platform to go. Like, I would love to people to have access anywhere, anytime, and all that. But we are working on how to.
All right, so stay tuned. When we find out, we'll pass it along.
Right. Well, you know, and looking at films, like you said, from over where you're hunting at, people here in America, we typically think deer hunting, whitetail. That's the big one. Okay. Are you starting to see more airplay via maybe YouTube of your videos here? Do you have any access, a way to kind of figure out is the American population starting
Yeah,
to
like
gravitate
you
towards
guys
that?
have so many people, like the volume of hunters and bow hunters in America, it's so big compared to internationally that's the main.
Really?
You guys are like the main, I don't know if call it market or not, but
Right,
like you,
yeah.
you guys
Okay.
have the biggest volume.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought we'd been in the home market.
Yeah, no, and I think that probably whitetail videos is the most popular thing in the US, which is fine. Like I could see wild boar videos all day long in Spain. Like
Right.
Right?
because that's what we get to hunt every day of the week.
Right. Okay.
But I think we can provide something different and some type of places that most people don't get to visit.
That's awesome. You know, we've talked about your background a little bit, where you started with your hunting with your father when you were younger. Kids yet? You got kids?
Yeah,
Okay.
3-year-old,
Okay.
awesome kid,
Looking ahead, boy, girl?
boy. Yeah, Bruno.
How soon till you bring Bruno into the hunting?
I have already taken him to fill up feeders,
Okay.
but I mean, my dad took me first time I think when I was 5.
Okay.
But I can't wait to take him out. I think that it may not be to hunting, but like to
Just to get them out.
yeah.
I'm outside. Okay.
There you go.
They have so many things to learn. Like you see the face, like when you take them out, like the frog, the water, and the mud, and the trees, and climbing up a tree, and how to feed the animals, and like so many things new that, and you can tell by the face. You put him an iPad, and like it's like a zombie, like looking to the iPad, and it's like there's something wrong with that. But you take them out, and it's just like different.
My grandson's same way. He's 3. You know, he's on watching whatever on children's YouTube. You know, and you go.
And
to
they can
take,
be for hours,
Yeah.
like just like, and even the eyes,
They're sucked into it.
face changes. But you take them out, and they're like,
They totally change.
yeah. So kind of looking forward to take him more out. And
Well, what do you think, looking down the road, when he takes his first animal? What's that going to do for you?
I mean, I hope that he's a hunter. I'm not. It's hard when that balance of trying to get him into hunting and not wear him out. So I'm not sure how if I'm gonna do it right or not. But as long as he enjoys the outdoors, I don't know if he likes surfing, spear fishing,
Whatever it is.
snowboarding. I don't know. But as long as he enjoys an activity outside, I will be happy.
There you go.
I remember when my kids, each one of them took their first animal. It does something to you as a father. It's when you pass, like maybe it's snow skiing or whatever, like you said. Once they gravitate towards something like that, and you see that enjoyment on their face, it does something to your soul. It changes you.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, so I can't wait to hear about that when that happens for you. We get to talk about it. So,
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
so you got anything else?
No, I think we covered what we wanted to this year.
This year,
This year,
yeah,
so.
yeah. The physical fitness, that's the biggest thing the buzz that's going on, that we've been talking to people about, and it's interesting that you bring some of those things up that the other guys. It's the same thing, and that's what we're really looking for is, what direction do we help people go in to be able to live?
Yeah, to change their lives
Yeah, absolutely. So
and to be mental tough. That's the key thing. So
and enjoy the suffering.
yeah, enjoy the suffering.
Right? Right?
There is a saying that you have to go on a hunt and cry before going on the hunt, so you don't cry when you're on the hunt. So cry at home before coming.
I can believe that. Seeing the videos where you've been, I would definitely be crying going up one there.
Something else, I tell you what. So, guys, get over to YouTube, check out Pedro's videos over there with KUIU.
And the KUIU channel, and check out all his videos. And you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, and Instagram.
Instagram as well.
I do more Instagram than Facebook probably.
All
but
right.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks all for having me. It's an exciting year for PSE, a lot of changes.
It
and
has been.
I'm very excited on how the direction of PSE is turning into adventure. That's what
you do.
felt about. And that's what PSE I think was originally. Like when you see all those videos from Pete,
Absolutely.
hunting in Africa, hunting
Yeah.
like in Alaska and all that, like when
Adventure.
no one was going there and you see them on YouTube
Yeah.
and like
Adventure.
I told Pete, like, you need to put all those old videos, no matter how old they are, and the
Put 'em out
quality,
there.
Put them out. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, we enjoy that
Yeah,
stuff.
we do.
So I love the change.
What are you shooting this year?
The expedite. Expedite again.
You shot
Okay.
that last year.
Yeah, like in mountain hunting, when you need to stretch the shooting distance, that is extra speed. I feel like I need to, because like if at 80 yards, like 2 meter difference, 2 yards difference, it's a big difference.
Okay.
And the time the arrow is flying, the wind, the penetration at far distance. So like for those mountain hunts, I like
speed.
I need speed. You need great form. I'm working hard on that. I was actually when I was at the factory. I don't know the name of the guy, but I think it's a huge trainer that works at the PSE factory.
Okay. He got a hold of you and said, let's try to do some things different?
Yeah, like he teach me a few things. I have been working on those hard, probably messed up a few others. So hopefully I get back to the factory again for another tune.
For a refresher course.
Yeah.
All right.
So for you, speed over being light, like the carbon bows, you'll take the weight over, or you'll take the speed over weight.
I shot the carbon, but more than speed, I like. I don't mind the weight on the bow.
Okay.
It feels more stable for shooting,
Right.
and the whole platform feels a little bit more stable.
Okay.
So for those longer shots, I like the feeling of a heavier bow. It moves a little bit less.
Okay.
So we need to do more fitness to be able to carry it around, but.
Right.
That's what we've been talking about.
Well, a little birdie last night we were talking told us and said you were at the factory, Donnie Vincent was at the factory, and you guys had this discussion. You know, he likes the carbon, you liked the Expedite a little heavier, but you wanted the speed. So there's the you know, that's what's great is they make a bow for just
for everybody.
You know. So for whatever you like, you know, you gotta get over and check out the lineup. So. But appreciate you taking time with us again.
Thanks a lot.
Look forward to next year, but
next year or even earlier. Who knows?
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what you got coming out this year on the KUIU channel.
Thank you.
All right, y'all take care. We'll be back again from ATA 2020 with more.